Discuss this is a foreign policy analyst, and that's Bolu Michael-Biyi. He joins from Kigali, Rwanda. All right, good evening from here. Talk to me about the changes happening in Syria now that President Bashar Al-Assad has left, especially after the celebrations in Damascus.
Well, I thank you for having me. Not much has changed in the country. I think they are still basking in the euphoria of the ouster of Bashar al-Assad, whose family has been in power for over 50 years. People that have been in captive and bondage for over 50 years will not just take a day to, just to celebrate and move on with their lives. But the leader of the Joint Rebel Group, Al-Hamwi, is trying as much as possible to see how we can form a new civilian transitional government that is representative of the minorities and the people in general. But they seem unprepared in a way of a possibility of capturing Damascus. So it seems that they are literally just starting from the scratch, and the challenge with that is that there's a possibility of infighting among the groups as to who was going to lead the country and was going to head a particular territory and things like that. And we've also seen bombing by Israel in Syria as we're speaking, and the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has tried to call everyone to order, but the United States through the security advisor has tried to defend their backing of Israel, the bombing, saying that they're trying to neutralize any potential threats. So the country right now is still very much unstable, and we're just looking to see what will become of the country the next weeks and months to come.
How about the role? What does role does Abu Mohammed al-Julani and his group, that's the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, play in the current state of things, and how do people in Syria feel about them?
Okay, the HTS right now, they are trying to be a strong political force, presenting themselves as a formidable group that can actually lead the country and bring all rebel groups together and all, all factions across board. While Al-Julani, himself is presenting an image of a more moderate person that is acceptable to the domestic and international community. But the opinions of the average Syrian kind of divided on about what the ATS stand for, as well as Julani as the leader, being that they have previous ties with Al-Qaeda, so their intentions might be questionable as to what they will do in the future, and some may also consider them as authoritarian. So now, having been in a country where the authoritarianism has been the order of the day for over 5 decades, there are fears that it's just going to be another form of oppression for the people. While some others have a positive view of Julani and the group, seeing them as a formidable group that stands against chaos and also extremism. So it's up to the group and Julani himself to present himself as a formidable leader, and the group as capable of one that is capable of unifying the country. We'll see in the weeks and months to come what will become of them.
Let's talk some more about Syrians reacting to the call for mass protests following Assad's ouster. What does this mean for the future of the revolution?
Okay, well, we've seen people protesting not only in Syria but across, in different parts of the world. The UK, everywhere. We find the Arab world generally. In every country, almost every country of the world, it has brought that sense of purpose and unity among Syrians and the Arab community all over the world. However, just like any other protest, there are fears, there are concerns, there are challenges that such protests can be hijacked. Every protest has the potential of being hijacked. So this protest that they're calling for, the factional groups might take advantage of the protest to fight against each other, and that may actually leave a bad taste to the revolution. People are also using the opportunity in a good way to call for more freedoms and accountability. However, there's skepticism as regards having a protest when there's no government. It's like, when communication is a two-way thing, somebody has to speak, there has to be somebody to listen. But when there's a protest, when there's no government in place, it's like speaking and there's nobody listening. Okay, they're protesting for water, good governance, and who are they protesting to? So that's the skepticism of having a protest when there's no civilian or when there's no proper government in place. It's kind of questionable, and personally, I don't think it's necessary right now until there's a government in place for them that they can actually speak to.
So now, looking at that, I mean, what will happen to Syria now that Assad is gone, especially in terms of, building or rebuilding and possibly finding peace after so many years of war?
All right, the future of the country is still very much uncertain. All right, now it's been decades of oppression. Homes have been destroyed, infrastructure has been destroyed, people have been plunged down to poverty. And it will take some time for them to actually rebuild the country. And this is where international aid comes in. It will be international aid right now, and investment will be crucial in jump-starting the economy of the country. But however, it will come with certain conditions like good governance, stability. So the government transitional government that will be in place has to be ready to make certain concessions, and the government that will be in place as well must look towards peace building and reconciliation. And this would involve actually reaching out to aggrieved parties, especially those who are aggrieved, from war crimes and all sorts of displacement and aggression, whatever it may be. So the work is really cut out for the transitional government, and if they really have a golden opportunity to make the country great again, or if they scuttle this opportunity, they might even plunge it further into chaos. I sincerely wish the people of Syria and everyone in the other countries in the Middle East success, going forward following this revolution.
Indeed, thank you so much for your expertise on the news. Bolu Michael-Biyi, foreign policy analyst. Many thanks indeed.
Thank you for having me.